The truth is going to set you free. The truth is going to set you free in such a major way. You will find a whole new sense of belonging. When this little breakthrough, this little eureka moment happens for you, jumping into a whole new timeline, which just looks so much easier for you. Just looks so much more wholesome. This is a really special message. Before I started, I spent some time with my deck. Put my hands on it and I meditated, and all I saw was just bars, like prison bars, the bars of a cage. It feels as though for such a long time you've been trapped in this place of, it's like you haven't had access to the truth yet. It's like you haven't allowed yourself closure somehow, or you haven't had all of the information that you needed in order to move on, but it's coming. The truth will set you free. I love this. So let's work out together what this means for you. Any more information? I have a real tightness here in my chest. I feel like I'm speaking to a very anxious collective. Queen of Coins. I feel as though finally you are going to regain some level of oversight and composure in your life. You've been scrabbling, I feel, recently to take care of all of these different things that you need to do on a day-to-day basis. You need to get enough sleep, you need to go to the gym, you need to take the kids to school, you need to go to work, you need to socialise with people after work, you need to get home, you need to tidy up, you need to make yourself dinner, you need to shower, you need to go to bed, and you need to make room for all of this stuff, and you need to be creative, and you've been feeling scattered. You need to be all things to all people all the time. And it's so hard, and it's worn you down, and it's made taking care of your own business a chore rather than something that can be enjoyable. But I feel like that's all about to change. I feel as though you're really finding your flow, finding your rhythm. This cycle of you not being able to escape from this rut, from this little cage that you feel like you've been in, is nearly over. I feel like you're about to be able to really luxuriate in this sense of abundance that you've created for yourself independently as well, which comes along with this sort of sense of pride. You've not been given anything for free. You've not been given any opportunities in life for free. You've worked for every single penny that you've had. You've worked for every opportunity that you have created for yourself. It feels like it's almost time for you to finally sit back and relax and luxuriate in the presence of all of the abundance that you have earned for yourself. Finally, a little bit of magic. Finally, a little bit of time to be sort of silly, to lay back, to just not take everything so seriously all the time. There's so much joy about to enter your life. There's so much kind of ease. It's almost not really about ambition anymore. That doesn't mean that you're not going to be successful, because of course, in many ways you already are. You definitely will be. The world is the card of success. But it's as though success means something different to you now. Whereas maybe before you were measuring your success off the back of how good a human am I out of 1 to 10. You can't measure yourself that way. You'll always be miserable if you do that. It's like you've started to measure yourself, or you will start to measure yourself in terms of, how do I feel about the lifestyle that I have created for myself? How do I feel about the way that I invite joy and I invite magic into my life? I feel you're much more operating off of your own terms than you are off the back of anybody else's terms, if you sort of see what I mean. I think you're going to come across some really strange coincidences happening as well. I know some people say that there's no such thing as a coincidence. I feel like a lot of these things are going to feel like really strange synchronicities that are coming up for you, bringing you little bits of truth, kind of one by one. Look out for the signs that the universe is sending you at the moment, not to drive you insane, trying to get you to seek out these signs, and not trying to put you in a place where you're desperately trying to interpret every single angel number that you see, but anything that feels significant to you, anything that really feels like it's talking to you. Maybe you see like the name of someone that you love who's passed on the back of a truck or something like that, and you can just take that as a moment of if you wanted to, you could interpret it as them kind of sending you a thumbs up from beyond. Those are the types of like wholesome sort of coincidences, wholesome synchronicities they can be healthy for you to look out for. They can make you feel good. It's interesting that then the Six of Cups comes out. You're reconnecting with something or someone that has so much importance to you from the past. But it's almost as though you're kind of reconciling different parts of yourself as well. So for some of you, there's going to be a reconciliation between who you are now and who you used to be. Tacky, having the recycling hanging on the door in the back. Ignore that. Recycling back here as well. I shouldn't really be filming in this spot today, but it's okay. I definitely feel as though you're reconciling different parts of yourself as well. Like I said earlier, you're judging yourself off of your own terms. You're not even judging yourself. You're just like taking a measurement of your happiness based on the parameters that you get to set. Instead of judging how good of a person you are based on what your mother-in-law thinks of you, or based on what, you know, randoms on the internet think of you, you're saying, okay, what do I think of myself? This is you growing into yourself, growing into your skin, growing into a new level of maturity here with the Queen of Coins. But also keeping it light, keeping it magical, keeping it fun, being able to cater to that inner child who needed somebody like who you are now to hold their hand through life, you know? Maybe you are a person now that you didn't have when you were younger. This is that sense of freedom to you. This is you living truthfully, authentically. But for some of you, like I mentioned earlier, this may be a person or a thing that you are reconciling with from a long time ago, something that maybe is the cause of some potential minor triggers for you, something that maybe you felt for a long time as though you were struggling to overcome what it left you with. At the time, maybe you had an unhealthy connection with this thing or this person, but now it seems like you're kind of reconciling that. The Devil in the Tower, something really significant has changed here. So maybe for a long time you felt like this thing from your past, or these demons that you lived with for so long, or these different sides of yourself that you were trying to reconcile, whatever it is, whatever this kind of this devil energy represents for you, was tearing your life down constantly. You would try and rebuild, and then whatever this devil energy represents would come in and tear it down again. You try and rebuild, the devil comes in, tears it down again. Ace of Coins, but you took every opportunity that you had at your fingertips to make your life better. You would refuse to stay down. You refused to just like put up with the rubble around you. You said, nope, I'm going to rebuild the way that I want my life to look. You finally realized you didn't have to rebuild by anybody else's terms. You have built a life, and you are building a life that works for you, where you can feel at home, where you feel good. And that's so powerful. You're setting yourself free here. That's amazing. You're setting yourself free. For this bunch of you who are resonating more with reconciling from a person or a thing from your past, it seems like this person or this thing, again, the connection you shared, it got torn down repeatedly. It feels like despite all the trouble, despite everything that you got put through, with the Ace of Coins and the Eight of Coins, there is this desire to work through it. There's this desire to maybe somehow understand where the other person or the other party was coming from. To work with the challenges rather than against them. So even though this person was maybe not to be trusted, this thing, you know, you had a bad relationship with it or with them, it's like you managed to escape. You managed to live a life still that was happy and that was full and that was so positive, and you have so much optimism for yourself because you did not let this person get you down, and you still do not, to this day, spend your energy resenting them. You still do not let this person affect your life in a negative way. So you do not need to fear the potential return of somebody bumping into this person in the supermarket, or like, I don't know, if it was a thing that you had a bad relationship with. You know, I always use the example of vaping because it's pretty innocuous and I'm allowed to on this platform. But if you had a dodgy relationship with vaping, for example, and you were worried for a long time about what it would be like to hang out in a pub garden with your friends who all vape, like, would you end up caving? Would you not? It feels as though you've trained yourself into such a secure place that you can now feel so confident going into those situations and knowing that you're not going to go against yourself or your better judgment. There are just so many ways in which you've grown. Like, this reading couldn't stick to one topic, because obviously I'm reading for like a huge collective here, all who have created their own abundance in so many different ways through so many different situations. But the one thing that everybody here has in common is the fact that you have overcome some serious repeated difficulties in your life to create something beautiful. And even if you're not in that place where you feel like your life is beautiful yet, you're about to be. I was going to say that you're so lucky, but it's not even luck. You've worked for this. You've put your best foot forward and you came to rescue yourself. And you know, the truth has set you free. The truth will set you free. Always live truthfully. Always live authentically. Always seek the truth from other people, because it will always lead you to the place where you feel comfortable. It will always lead you to a place where the outcome is good. All's well that ends well. Even if it means you're not getting the answers that you want sometimes from life. Seeking the truth is always going to leave you feeling empowered. So this reading was kind of all over the place, but I feel like it was so positive and it just went on for freaking ages because I lost track. Anyway, proud of you guys. There are so many good things incoming. You are super, super duper powerful. Look forward to the future because you're cultivating something that's really amazing. Anyway, if you want to book a reading with me, you can do via the link in my bio. I've still got a summer sale on, so readings are slightly cheaper than they would be otherwise. Oh, look what flipped out. Just trust. Breakthrough. Literally. You're having a breakthrough. Just trust. You're breaking through to an easier time in your life. So excited for you. Anyway, bye.